Hi, my name is Peter Gorman, and this is the Rhetorical Situation speech. Sarah Palin once said, "We believe that the best of America is in these small towns that we get to visit, and in these wonderful little pockets of what I call the real America. Being here with all of you hard-working, very patriotic, very pro-America areas of this great nation. This is where we find the kindness and goodness and the courage of everyday Americans." As one can see from Sarah Palin's comments, there's a growing sense of a difference between the real America of the interior and the other America of the coasts. Now, this prejudice goes both ways. Coastal people see themselves as different and better than the interior as well. But I think that this cultural divide between the coastal and continental United States is an illusion of a problem made possible by the powers of those making the rhetoric and the commonplaces that continue the rhetorical situation. Now let's focus first on power. As we can tell from the intro, there are people that have a stake in exploiting this divide. People in power such as politicians and entertainers shape this divide because of the perceived reactions it arouses in people. Take a look at the song "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus, and one can see that as a song that's meant to sell copies, it exploits the illusion that LA is so much completely a different world than the country girl that Miley describes herself as in the song. Even the person in the song can't even think that LA is in the same country. Politicians get their votes by appealing to their bases, not the moderates that are in both sides. Now, a politician on the coast has a better stake in appealing to their liberal bases than conservative moderates that exist throughout their areas. But power can only be controlled by those who are seen to know both sides of the issue, which is why they have the most power. Politicians people think that politicians have a general idea of what's happening in the entire country, when sometimes this isn't true, and they'll exploit this lack of knowledge to alienate other sides. But people with power make commonplaces that find a home in the community and flourish on their own. These misleading thoughts in each community only serve to alienate the other side. Views such as crazy liberal coast or extreme right interior are deeply held in each community and aren't easily changed. An example is the "What's a Coastie" song at the University of Wisconsin, something that popped up in Student Made. It stereotypes people from the coast as privileged, rude, and Jewish, and this comes from the journal Sentinel Online. Now, one can see that these commonplaces usually bring up deeply held religious or ethnic stereotypes, which aren't very pretty at all. Commonplaces flourish when communities don't mix, so geographic distance between the coast and the continental United States is very important. It's hard for people to mix it's hard for a person, say, from Kansas to mix from a person from Washington. Now, I'm not saying that differences aren't there between the coastal United States and the continental United States, but we're all still the same America, and we have to concentrate on finding common ground and goals instead of focusing on our differences. And really, this should be done by the people in power who have the most say in our lives, such as politicians or even entertainers. But what problems should we focus on? What do we have in common? Well, we all have a shared history. Everyone can say that fighting in wars or participating in, or even watching the same television shows brings us together. Also, we can focus on foreign threats. Terrorism is a danger to all of us, not just people in big cities. Now, we're all America, and we're all proud of our nation, and we shouldn't be associating one side of America completely differently than the other. Thank you.